Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and obviously, it's been a little while, and I'm sure that that's probably what a lot of you were thinking right off the bat is like, where the hell have you been, man? What's been going on? Are you dead? Are you just doing crack on the sidewalk somewhere? What's going on? It's been 3 weeks. Where's the new videos, right? Well, I get it, I understand, and that's kind of why I wanted to make this video. I haven't really done like a actually concise channel update and really kind of just talked on a more personal level about everything, right? I think since at least the beginning of 2023. Now, it's almost 2 years later since that point now, so I feel like it's time to kind of revisit everything and just kind of, put all the cards on the table. I never wanted to really be one of those kinds of like YouTubers or creators or whatever that was like, oh, I want to hide all my intentions and, hide my hand or whatever. Like, I feel like if you guys have been watching and supporting and you've been there like just along for the ride over these last plenty of couple years, even if you're one of the like actually OG viewers who've been around for like a decade or something crazy, not very many of you, but at least a few of you, I'm sure, right? Well, if you're one of those people, like, I don't want you to be like, oh, is he okay? What's going on, right? Because, even though I don't really know any of you, and this is kind of just like an online thing or whatever, it feels like, at least more recently, it's become to feel like, oh, well, I'm kind of just, making people think that, like, shit's going wrong when it shouldn't be, like, oh, they think that he's sick or hurt or something, because I've had people, like, over on like Twitter, for example, they'd be like, oh, what's going on? Are you all right? Why aren't you uploading? When are you going to upload again? Stuff like that, right? So I kind of just wanted to talk about everything here for a second and just, basically, like I said, put everything out on the fucking table again, let everybody see what's going on. So obviously, over the last few years, I've kind of gotten to this point here on this channel where at least at one point you expected like multiple videos per day, right? Like, oh, Optimus uploads 2 or 3 times a day, 5 days out of the week or something, right? And it's really cool to be able to do that, and like honestly, if I really wanted to, I could still do that, and I have done it in some instances. I've slowed down obviously a lot recently, but like if I really wanted to hammer it like that again, I feel like I probably could. But the thing is, I've kind of been working on some side projects over the last couple of months especially that have, I guess, diverted some of my focus away from YouTube. So the thing about it is, like, YouTube ultimately, like, yeah, it's a job for people, it's a source of income and everything, but for me, at least at the end of the day, it's a hobby, and that is because I don't actually do YouTube full-time anymore. Now, even though I upload still pretty consistently most of the time, at least in the grand scheme of things, like, I still put out at least like a dozen videos a month or something. Even then, like, I just always wanted it to remain a hobby first and foremost. And like, even when it was like my main source of income and it was basically my job, I've always wanted it to feel like how it still felt like when I was first starting. And you can't keep it 100% that way, at least, but you can do some things, right? Now, one of the things I've been doing is, working on other side projects, giving them the time to, actually grow into something, right? Because, I don't want to do only YouTube forever and like never be able to explore other creative outlets. Now, I wrote a book about 2.5 years ago at this point called 10 Years of YouTube, My Journey. That's already been out. That's already, been a thing. But over the last 3 weeks and really further than that, I've been writing a book. And I actually just finally got it to where it's ready to release last night. So a couple months ago, I started a book, and I started kind of slow on it while I was, working on videos and whatnot as well, living normal life and doing everything else outside of YouTube and whatnot. But over the last like month, I've really kind of like done it full time. Like, I took everything that I had, I kind of worked on it and finished it, and now it's finally done. So like, I've actually completed the book. It's out. It's on my personal website. It's called The Past, Present, and Future of Video Games. It's basically just like a 300-page book about the history of video games, like all the way from the beginning, talking about some of the rises of like the influential companies that have kind of come along in gaming, different revolutions and revolutionary games and stuff that kind of took place. Just basically, it's a big 300-page nerdy-ass book about the history of video games. So I basically wrote that because, I've spent my whole life playing video games, and I've acquired, at least before this, a pretty good amount of knowledge over that time about the gaming industry and the history of it. And before I actually professionally did YouTube full time, I wanted to actually become a game designer and maybe go program at somewhere like Rockstar or something like that, right? That was my first like big career ambition. So video games obviously are a big part of this channel and a big part of like my personal life, and I'm sure a lot of yours as well. So I just wanted to write a book that basically just goes in depth about, some of the people who made gaming what it is, the history and the rise of these companies, memories and what led to it and just all kinds of different things, right? So I wrote that book, I finished it, I finally put it out last night. It's out in ebook and paperback formats, and it's just going to be on my website for now. My first book was out on global distribution, like you could buy it at Amazon or you could go into fucking Barnes and Noble or whatever and buy it, right? But I decided to actually kind of retain all of the rights to my shit this time. That way, you know, I actually kind of own more of the rights to my book and shit. Like, it is published technically and whatnot, so that's how you can get like a paperback version of it, but it's in like basically putting it in bookstores and stuff. What I didn't realize publishing my first book was just how much of the like money that the customer spends goes towards like the distribution and the publisher. It gets to the point where like even though someone's paying 20-25 bucks for a book or whatever, you're making 80 cents as the author, right? So I didn't want to do that this time. I mean, the vast majority of people who even bought the last book were fans of my channel, and so it just made more sense to me to actually put it out myself this time. So that's out. You can go get that. It's on my personal site, shoptimus.net. There's obviously a link in the description. Probably find it on my Twitter. I should post a announcement tweet, like an official one, today. So that's one of the big things I've been working on, obviously, that's taken a little bit of time away from the channel. I've been working on some personal like game projects and stuff too. I've done this before, but you know, I've gotten to a point throughout YouTube where in a sense, I don't want to blow my load too early. You know what I mean? I don't want to like overpromise anything. I don't want to, you know, spill too many beans and then, you know, have to recount them later and shit. It just like when those things are ready to be announced and revealed and whatnot, that's when I'll do it. Until then, I'm just going to work on it in the background. Also, that's the same philosophy I really had with my book. That's something I've really tried to learn this year to really hammer home, is to just, you know, complete it and then, you know, talk about it. So that's why the book is out now. Yeah. And as far as the whole like YouTube thing, right? Because obviously it's what most of you care about. I mean, I still plan obviously on making YouTube videos and I'm going to continue to upload and whatnot. But as far as like, you know, multiple videos per day in the future, I don't really anticipate doing that. Now, if it gets to a point where I have fun doing that, then sure, maybe. But going forward, I'm really just aiming to kind of upload like 3 to 5 videos a week, right? And that's just kind of where I want to stay with YouTube for now. I don't really feel like I have to upload multiple times per day to be satisfied with my output on YouTube. I mean, people are still enjoying the videos that I put out, at least from what I can see. I mean, even last month, like all the videos I uploaded, most of them did pretty well. You know, the likes were pretty high. People were positive about it in the comments, right? So as long as people are enjoying the videos, that's really all I give a fuck about, right? Because I'm just making them for you guys to enjoy and because it's fun. So like that's really it for me. So I think that I can do that by just actually, you know, maintaining a pretty solid output on YouTube. Like I said, 3 to 5 videos a week. And then obviously just kind of still also have time to work on my side projects and whatnot as well. So also with the book, The Past, Present, and Future of Video Games, I am also working on a video for it. But I mean, like I said earlier, I don't want to like over talk about it and, you know, basically get to a point where it's like, oh shit, this is what's coming out. Because I honestly at this point have zero clue when a video like that could come out, because I mean, it's a fucking 300-page book and I've honestly never recorded a project quite like that. So we're going to be at the point where, you know, I've recorded scripts that are like 20 or 30 pages long, but I've never gotten that far. So obviously that will be a extremely long video in comparison to like the ones that I typically publish that are like, oh, you know, 10 to 15 minutes. That one will probably be at the bare minimum like a couple of hours. And honestly, like I said, I don't even really know how long it would end up being. That might be something to consider way later down the road. But I am working on it. I've already started recording it and stuff. So eventually that'll be coming out. But yeah, I just wanted to do like a quick video just talking about this stuff, right? Because like I said, you know, I've kind of just been working off of YouTube and just kind of doing what I'm doing in private or whatever. And then people are like, where the fuck are the videos? What's going on here? Like, is everything okay? And yeah, everything's fine. I'm doing great. My personal life is probably better than it's ever been. I mean, I'm still like really focused on YouTube and focused on my creative projects. Really, as a person, that's all I really care about. You know, that's really what I want. I want to be happy in life. I want to be happy with the output and the creative direction of stuff that I'm doing. And that's pretty much where I am now. So I just, like I said, wanted to talk about these things. That way people weren't worrying or they weren't, you know, thinking the wrong things. So if you're interested in the book, you can go check that out down below. If you're not interested, I understand. I know a lot of people don't read or really give a shit about stuff like that. You're here to watch videos. So if that is the case with you, you're here to just watch videos, don't worry, I'll have more videos coming out. Probably will be a couple days, because the plan for me, at least, is I kind of want to do some more traditional reaction videos like I did. I used to like make videos kind of like actually reacting to content online, like videos and whatnot. And then I kind of like, I don't want to say didn't do it anymore, but I did it a lot less than I used to. So if there's any sort of like content you want to see me react to or talk about or make videos about, go ahead and send it to me over on Twitter. You can just @ me, sub to Optimus, or you can put it in the replies to a tweet or something. I really don't mind. I might see it, I might not, honestly. I mean, that's just kind of how that whole thing goes. But I mean, I'd like to make some videos that you guys want to see. So if there's anything you want to see me talk about or, like I said, react to, go ahead and send that to me, and go check out the book or wait on the long-term video for it, or, you know, just wait for more uploads over the next couple days. Whatever the case be, I just want to say, like, genuinely, I gotta say, I appreciate the fact that people have been so supportive for so long, right? Because, like, there's so many people on YouTube who they only get, like, you know, a couple months, right, where people actually watch and support them. Most people don't ever even make a fucking dime off of this website, and not only have I been able to turn it into like a long-term career ever like since it really took off, but constantly coming back and supporting me even though I take these couple week hiatuses to work on other stuff. It just, not only does it mean a lot to me that like people continue to interact with it and enjoy it and whatnot, but it just like, it really just goes to show how cool of a community that's kind of been fostered here specifically, where people aren't like constantly hounding me and shitting on me for not uploading or freaking out or anything like that. Everyone for the most part is pretty patient and pretty respectful, and I gotta say, I really appreciate that. So just thank you guys for sticking with me, even though, you know, I've been chasing these other little side projects and shit around. And with that being said, yeah, that's pretty much it. So until my next video, this is Optimus signing out. And that's a wrap on this video, but big shout out to my Optimus Nation supporters. You guys are the real MVPs. For $10 a month, you get access to loads of exclusive videos and archived live streams, my members only Minecraft server where you can possibly appear in gameplay, early access to all new uploads, an invitation to the private Discord, and much more.